Hi guys, my name is Melissa and I am a hypnotherapist using the power of RTT, Rapid Transformational Therapy. What it does is with Rapid Transformational Therapy, you can break limiting beliefs that are holding you back from becoming the best version of yourself. You can break bad habits, you can break fears, you can break phobias, you can break anything you want with the power of hypnotherapy by going into your subconscious mind and finding the root cause of where you've been carrying these limiting beliefs and transforming them so you don't longer carry this with you. And we install new beliefs into your subconscious mind. The brain works with repetition. So therefore, it is important for us to always listen to a recording where we are installing new beliefs and we are reprogramming our brain to achieve your goals, because you came here to shine. In today's video, I am going to talk about something that came up in one of my sessions with a client. What we found out was that he was feeling different than everyone else. The reason why he was feeling different than everyone else was because he was just introverted and was very highly critical by his parents just being the way he is. He enjoyed his sense of freedom of being himself, but by having overcritical parents that told him that you need to go ahead and socialize and get out of his comfort zone and do other things, he wanted to just be himself. He didn't want to hear anybody's perspective about his personality and him being absolutely introverted. As we started diving through the scenes, we found out that in every scene there was a core value that this child was seeking, and it was to be free. He valued the sense of freedom. And as we were diving in the scenes, there were scenes where he was trying to be himself and he was shut down to be himself. He had no voice. So therefore, by him not having no voice, that really shut himself down even more to become emotionally unavailable, emotionally numb. He suffered a lot from criticism from his friends. He saw a lot of injustice in his friendships with other kids. That led him to believe, and this came out of his words, the world was a cold place. And when you have this limiting belief of the world a cold place, you will actually carry this belief with you into your adult life. It's actually quite the opposite. The world is not a cold place. The world is a welcoming place. Obviously, like duality has its negatives and its positives. But remember that if we recreate these beliefs and we carry this belief in our lives, what happens is that we start attracting people that are gonna mirror our beliefs. So therefore, into his adulthood, he started not having trust over people. He started feeling inadequate in this world. He shut down his actual true authenticity to fit into society. And when we actually dive deep and explore every scene, what came out was that he had a point in his life as he was growing up and moving on to his teenage years, where he had like a midlife crisis. The reason why is because he went into high school pretending to be somebody that he's not, to get validation from his friends. And that honestly happens quite often. Kids that want to become popular, they only looking for validation from others, but deep inside of them, what they're craving is being able to be authentic, to be themselves and express themselves freely without having to become somebody that they're not to be able to fit in. And this is how he coped with his feelings. He was not wanting to crave popularity. He just wanted to be himself. But because he was overly critical by his parents and by society, he shut down his authentic self and started acting like somebody that he was not. And what does that create? That creates you to become emotionally numb because you're not able to cope with the feelings of expressing yourself, so you numb your feelings down. And after we dived into every scene, and he wanted to overcome that emotional numbness because he wants to build a career based on empathy, based on service. That was hindering his process, that was sabotaging his process because he was overly perfectionist about the process that he was having. He was creating content and he was very perfectionist and felt like, okay, you know what? I'm going to stop creating content because I don't feel good enough. I don't feel good enough doing this. And this is what happens when you have been overly critical by the external world or your parents, that you create this belief that perfectionism is going to get you somewhere. But what it does is it sabotages your process because you are having this inner critic inside of your mind constantly telling you that you need to go above and beyond, to deliver above and beyond. Came up is that he was carrying the belief of emotional numbness as a safe mechanism to shine his light and shine the light to the world, because he knew that his purpose was to serve humanity and to serve people. He wanted to get into the wellness industry and create a safe space for everybody to be free, because he felt like he lacked that sense of freedom in him. He also discovered, aside from feeling alienated and feeling this emotional numbness was a safe mechanism, he also found out that he was not feeling good enough. And that obviously comes from that inner critic that's coming into your head as soon as you start doing something that you are passionate about. Once you start getting out of your comfort zone and doing something that you're passionate about, there's a lot of feelings that are gonna come up on the surface of your life. And one of the feelings that you are going to reconnect to is your childhood experiences. What you lived in the past since you're a child comes up into the surface when you are becoming an adult that's working towards what you're passionate about. So how do you tune into these emotions? Because you might be feeling that you are not good enough based on a past failure. You must be feeling that you are not good enough based off your self-criticism, and that has a lot to do with maybe your parents being overly critical, like my clients' parents were. How do you discover this? Well, you discover this by tuning into your inner world. And this is what we are actually doing hypnotherapy. We tune into your inner world, but we also tune into your subconscious mind, where we have created those beliefs, where you have created those beliefs. And how do we do that? I guide you through a set of steps that will take you to open up that pathway to find out the root cause of why you're not able to move on and be the best version of yourself. We do that with a set of tools that are gonna reparent you, make you become that loving parent and that compassionate parent that you probably lacked when you were a child. I gave him a beautiful recording that he needed to listen to for 21 days. And the recording had everything that he wanted, from how he wanted to grow his business, how he wanted to be more compassionate about himself and others, how we were able to unblock his heart chakra through the recording, because this heart chakra is what carries love in your heart, the love that you deserve, the expression of your emotions. And he even knew that his heart chakra was blocked because he could feel it. He's like, I want to be able to feel other people, to feel what they go through, but I really can't because I've been numb. I've been numb for years. Since we also find out that his core fundamental value was freedom, we worked around the area of freedom. That we worked around the area of self-expression. Self-expression how? Self-expression for himself to be authentic. Self-expression for him to understand he's not that small younger child that needs his parents' validation. He's a grown adult now and he doesn't need validation from anybody, not even his family. He can take control over his life. And by finding that out, that he had to heal his inner child and let go of those beliefs, we were able to reprogram these new beliefs into his adulthood life so that he can take control of his own life, express himself freely, love himself unconditionally, and move on from those childhood memories. One of the things what came up was like, I'm making content and I'm constantly attached to the validation of people. And why did he have this attachment? Because he also had it during his childhood, where he was looking for validation from his friends by trying to be somebody that he's not. I had an aha moment and said, you know what? That is right. I shouldn't be looking for validation. I should just be myself and express myself in front of the camera and be myself. He took criticism very hardly. He was like, people were criticizing me for coming across very confrontational. It's okay to be yourself. It's okay to express yourself the way you want to express, because people will align with who you are. They won't want to change you. They will accept you for who you are. People are accepting of people nowadays. And if they're not, then if they don't align with your energy, you will feel it, and it's okay for that person to leave your life. It's not the end of the world. Now, if you are not okay with people living your life, that means you have an abandonment wound that you need to work with. And how do you work with an abandonment wound? Tapping into your inner child, tapping into your childhood experiences. Did you perhaps had an abandonment from mom or dad, that you feel that you need that external validation and you need that attachment to those outcomes in order for you to feel confident about yourself? So always tap into the reasons why these beliefs of you not feeling good enough, you not feeling different, you sabotaging your progress on what you're doing, where are these feelings or those beliefs coming from? Tap into your subconscious mind, tap into where in your body do you feel. Can you connect that feeling of your body to any previous experience in your childhood? If this is you, type yes down below in the comments. I want to hear your story. It doesn't happen to you only, it happens to a lot of people in this world. And it happens mostly when we are trying to change, when we are trying to be better, to better ourselves. That's when those wounds start to come up. We dived in with hypnotherapy. We'll dive deep to find out the limiting beliefs that has been holding you back from becoming the best version of yourself. After that, what we did is we reprogrammed the belief with a 21-day transformational recording. When we talk about the new beliefs that you're gonna carry, where you're gonna push forward through all those limitations. Being different is okay. Being free, it's okay. Being yourself, it's okay. You don't need any validation from your parents or your childhood experiences. This transformational recording has amazing visualization for you to see yourself in the future of what you want. Because as we know, the brain works with images. Images are powerful. What we carry in our brain is what we actually manifest in our lives. Our thoughts are created. Our actions are formed. And then we are actually manifesting from that thought pattern, action, and results. The results will manifest. So no matter what you are imagining in your brain, you gotta be careful of what you think, what your thoughts are, what you're carrying, because that will manifest in the here and now. By reprogramming the subconscious mind with that 21-day recording, we were able to reinvent himself into the person that he wants to be, where he's a loving person. His heart chakra was fully healed from the session. He was able to express himself freely on camera, not caring what other people think. He was able to stop sabotaging his progress and keep pushing through towards what he wanted. But that only happens when you're open to change and you're open to knowing that you need this sort of transformation. And it's been a blessing to have worked with him and being able to see his progress. In the last coaching session we had, there were still some beliefs, but what I noticed is that he was aware of those beliefs. I do follow-ups to understand that there's many breakthroughs and there could be many beliefs that are going to rise up in the surface. But what we actually went through was compassion, because he was very harsh with himself. He was very harsh with the way his progress was. And I was like, you need to practice compassion. Aside from you being compassionate, and he loves working with people, and he's in the service industry, you cannot work and service others without having compassion with yourself first. So this is another belief that we were able to reprogram into a new recording, where you need to have compassion for yourself. Love yourself first, and then you will love others and radiate that same love. So it's been an amazing journey. I wanted to really talk about this today because I felt like a lot of people have grown to believe since childhood that they are different. But you are not different. You just came here to be free and be authentic and be yourself, and not numb yourself because you are told that you are different. You carry that from childhood. You don't need to carry that anymore. You need to become that adult that you came here to be, and leave the past behind and leave all those limiting beliefs behind and become the best version of yourself. If this resonated with you guys, drop a comment down below telling me what are you going through, and then there's experiences from your childhood that you can relate that are hindering your progress. If you're going through this right now, comment down below. Let me know what you're going through. If you like this video, hit your thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing transformational content. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Namaste.